Today I'm going to talk to you about birth order, something you may or may not have known has a huge effect on your development, whether you're the only child or the oldest child in a family of 10. First, let's meet our creators, Tim Shen, Katie Kehoe, and Abby Kirshner. So let's get right into it. We all know the stereotypes for children of different birth orders. The oldest child is the bossy, overbearing, responsible one of the group. The middle child is the neglected, social, easygoing one of the family. Poor attention-deprived little guys. There's also the baby of the family, the no-good, spoiled attention seeker. And then there's the only child. Deprived of the companionship of siblings, these poor little fellows grow up to be selfish and overly dependent on parents. But these stereotypes are just that, stereotypes. For the most part. Follow us as we give you the lowdown on the actual research about how birth order affects your development. First up, we have physiological effects. Firstborn children generally have a significantly lower birth weight than their younger siblings. But why? It's believed to have to do with changes in the mother's uterine structure over time. Gnarly! However, don't count out the oldest child just yet. It's also been found that by age 4, firstborn children tend to have caught up to their younger counterparts in terms of size and weight. It's a pound sign. Get it? It turns out that during pregnancy, uterine spinal arteries increase blood flow to provide nutrients to the fetus. However, these changes don't completely go away after birth. That means that subsequent children experience even greater uterine blood flow, leading to increased birth weight. So why have firstborns caught up by age 4? Researchers believe it has to do with the time they experience as only children, the sole recipient of their parents' resources. This time gives them plenty of opportunity to really bulk up. When it comes to blood pressure and risk for heart disease, oldest children get the short end of the stick. Firstborn children tend to have higher blood pressure than their younger siblings, so much to the point that it is an important predictor when assessing cardiovascular risk. Next, we have cognitive effects. First of all, birth order can affect your creativity. This isn't to say that if you are an only child, you'll be the next Van Gogh, but there is a strong correlation that demonstrates that only children receive higher scores on mental flexibility tests. Why might this be? Well, for starters, only children tend to have a slightly higher supramarginal gyrus, a region of the brain that seems to be associated with creativity. Furthermore, only children lack siblings to model their behavior and thought patterns after. There have also been multiple studies that found intelligence in children to decrease with an increase in birth order. The oldest born child in the family tends to have the highest IQ, and IQ tends to decrease the younger you are in the fam. That being said, this topic is controversial and up for debate. Other studies show that many of these claims are based on flawed design plans, so don't sell yourself short just because you have 7 older siblings. How does it affect linguistic skills? Here are the only children take the cake. Evidence shows that when only children are young, they tend to develop superior linguistic skills when compared to children with more siblings. Why? Part of it could do with the fact that children's parents have only one child to talk to. Therefore, that child gets much more attention and direct practice, observing, listening to, and mimicking linguistic skills. Now let's see how birth order can affect your personality and social abilities. There's a stereotype that only children have especially close relationships with their parents. Studies indicate that this might actually be true. Only children have been found to have stronger parent-child relationships than those of children who feel they are competing for parents' attention with their siblings. Turns out that sibling rivalry might run deeper than we thought. You've heard that only children can be hard to work with? This might actually have some psychobiological basis. One study showed that only children scored lower on agreeableness tasks. This could be because only children have been shown to have smaller medial prefrontal cortices, a brain area that is related to agreeableness. Other studies indicate that birth order could influence cooperation. Youngest children perform better in cooperative tasks than oldest children. Middle children also perform better than oldest children, but on the condition that the middle child siblings are typically social people. So, many of the stereotypes you know aren't consistent with actual research. For instance, researchers found no birth order effects on personality traits like extroversion, emotional stability, agreeableness, conscientiousness, imagination, or the tendency to act out. So, at the end of the day, let's just remember that many of the studies presented today, while peer-reviewed, may still be debated. That being said, this information is important to remember so we are aware of birth order stereotypes and so that parents can take this information into account when raising their kids.